Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and welcome to another live stream. We are doing a four-fold card today, and if you're watching this archived, I always say hello to my community. They come on for the live chat, so if you don't see the live chat, it's probably archived. So hello to Aleene. Thank you for joining me, and Christy Essen and Janine. Welcome, glad to have you guys. And I'll be showing you, of course, a very simple, no big tool way of doing this. And then if you've got a scoreboard handy, it's really easy with a scoreboard as well. So we'll pull that out too. Oh my goodness, 1 a.m. where you are? It's at 6 o'clock, just about 6 o'clock here, and I'm fighting to stay awake. I can't imagine 1 a.m. Oh, Pamela, hearts for you. You finally caught one of the lives. Yay, yay for you. That's awesome. Glad to have you. Hi, Gretchen. Hi, Jane. And a hi from Arlington, Texas. Michelle's here. So if you see people in blue, if you're watching us live, people in blue with the little mechanic symbol next to them, they are the moderators, and they are here to keep us moving along, to answer questions I might miss, to maybe put something bold in case I'm not seeing a question. Hi, Dee and Gretchen. So here comes Liney because he has to introduce himself each time I turn on the camera. Yes, they said hello. Okay. He makes me lose my train of thought when he cries like that. I'm sure it's the same way with you guys and your children. So we may be doing more than one of these cards today. It just depends. I'm going to show you the pitfalls that I've run into, and hopefully I don't make those same mistakes as I'm showing you how to make this card today, because I've been known to make mistake here and there. So, oh no, my head is falling on the keyboard. Aaliyah, stay awake, stay with us, stay focused, girl, you can do it. Oh gosh. Oh, hi, Deb. She says, hi, I'm pretty new here. Hearts for you. We're glad you're here. Something that I always mention to you guys, if you don't like drama and you don't like commitment, but you like to be in groups that inspire you, come on over to the Facebook group, Quality Crafts. We'd love to have you. And if you want to jump right into supporting the passion of what I do, you can join me on Patreon. And in doing so, you'll be added to the secret group where we have even more activities and fun things going on for you. So I was going to have a little thing for you today, but if you go over to Facebook, I just ran out of time, but it's posted in the group, so Quality Crafts on Facebook. Would love to have each and every one of you here. You're totally invited. Come on over and see us. I do have a store. It's qualitycrafts.com, and then you click on the little store link right in the upper right hand corner, and that'll take you to all of the categories, and you can just kind of look around in there. There's a lot of new stuff in there. I've just been like creating and promoting and doing other things that the store has just kind of been waylaid, but there's lots of really cool, fun, new things in there. Don't forget July 1st, which is this Saturday in 2 days. You're going to want to tune in all day Saturday starting at 9 a.m. for our Christmas in July. So pull out all your Christmas stuff. Grab your kits if you guys were lucky enough to get one. I'll make more next time. And join us, because I'll be doing live events and then maybe taking a break, doing another live, and showing you how to use the products that came in the kit. And you can just craft along with. I know you guys have crafting stashes and hoards there, so pull them out and let's use that stuff. Let's create some really cool things. Hi from Michigan. Hi, Christy. Who have I missed? Hi, Carol Grove. Linda Landis is here. We've got people from Michigan. We typically have a few people from around the world. It just depends. Some of them are night owls, and they end up being able to join us, but it's like the middle of the night for them. So, Deanna came! Yay! Hearts for Deanna, you made it. I always start my Thursday evenings at 6. Well, it says that I go 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursdays. I typically start at exactly 6:05. And I know I throw around a lot of those words, like typically and definitely and specifically. I start at 6:05. You can bet on that. You can lean on that. And then Sundays is our other live stream. So if you want to see another really cool tutorial, tune in every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time in the afternoon. And I start that at 2:05. Now, when I say I start at 6:05 or 2:05, that means I start the project and I work on the project straight through. So if you're watching this archived and you don't want to hear all this chat, grab your little toggle and move it over and skip it all, and you can just watch the project. Hi, Donna Joy, watching from the UK. Pennsylvania and Maine. Hi, Barb. So we've got about 3 minutes left. Do you guys have any questions about tools today or supplies or anything like that? I'm just going to give a quick little gist about the project, and then we're going to get going at 6:05. This is the one that we're making today. It's called a camera on, tongue out of mouth. And it's a 4-fold card. However, I've also seen it called a 4-fold Z-fold card. Or maybe just a Z-fold card. But a Z-fold is usually a 3-fold, so it looks like a Z. And this one has an extra one on it, so that's where that comes from. And you can decorate all of the insides, and it falls together like that. And hopefully I don't do it backwards the wrong way. It could also open like that. I mean, it just depends, but I like it to open like this. So that's up to you. Hopefully I won't hit any of the pitfalls. If you look really closely here, I could have put this on the inside. It all depends on where you want to hide that seam. I hid it on the inside. I don't think it really matters. But as I was making and remaking this to make sure that I was doing it right, I had done this one, and this one opens to the right. So yeah, I did this from an opposite side, which is really kind of strange. I think that if I folded it the other way, like this way, then it would open from the right. You see what I'm saying? So if I fold it the opposite way, then it's going to open from the right instead of the left. It's up to you. So if you fold it this way, that's clear as mud, right? Oh, clear as mud, Jen. But there you can totally see that spot right there. But we're going to put paper over the top of it, so you really won't notice that. So basically you have 2 pieces that are going to be put together today. And I'm going to walk you through that all. So don't get confused. Don't be scared. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Oh my. Australian Z-fold. See? I knew there was a bunch of other names I was missing out on. You can also do this project with double-sided paper. I made one here. So, you know, this one opens from the left as well. And this is double-sided paper, so it's got a pattern on the back. So this could be also considered, what do they call those, like a mini album. So if you wanted to add all kinds of extra stuff to this and put like photographs, pictures, and stuff like that in there, this would be really fun to use as a small mini album as well. There's one other way that you can make it if you wanted to make it all in like a color of a card. That would be cool. So I have this blue. We may do one with the blue. I've got an extra piece here to make that happen. But just to start out, I want to make it in just all white. So it's 6:05 and we're going to get started. I just want to say one more hello to Tarita because I think I missed her. And let's get going. So here's the most basic tools that you need. Something to score with, and I'm going to back out here so you guys can see the whole of this, all right? An 8.5 by 11 sheet of white cardstock. I'm using Neenah white 110-pound cardstock, and you need a trimmer. If you're going really rudimentary, you can do this with just a ruler. I hope that my sound is okay. I think I forgot to check which mic I was using. One of my mics just kind of wigs out on me, like twitches, you know. I try not to use that one, but it's ultra sensitive. So I'm not going to use the ruler. I'm going to use this. I'm assuming you guys have one of these. Even if you're new, that you have some kind of a trimmer you can use. So the very first one that we're going to do is 5.5 by 11. I always do the 5.5 first. I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to slide this down to 5.5. And then it's 5.5 by 11. So if you're using 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, it should already be 11, correct? If you're using a 12 by 12, then you're going to have to chop a little bit off. Save this piece. Don't throw this out because we need another piece from that. So 5.5 by 11, and we're going to cut this one right away as long as we have this out of here. And I want to bring up my measurements just to make sure that I get that little piece right. It's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the long one first, 4 1/4. And my 4 1/4 is like right there. Don't worry if it's not super exact, because your piece doesn't have to be super exact. And then 2 3/4. So 4 1/4, which we just cut, and 2 3/4, and it should just slice off just a little bit here. And then you'll have that piece. So what you have left over from making this card is these two little pieces. Throw this one out. That one's too small to keep, but keep this one because you might want to stamp on that later. And then we're going to go ahead, actually I need that arm. We're going to go ahead and do the scoring right away. So on this piece right here, you want to score at, this is where it comes really handy if you have a scoreboard. So if you have a scoreboard, get one out. I'm talking about a beast like this. It's going to make it super, super easy for you guys. But in case you don't have one, because I know those can be pretty pricey, we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is score at 1/4 of an inch. Now I know that on my trimmer this is about 1/4 right here, this half from the cut line. So I'm going to go ahead and score that. And then you're going to see me flip it around only because it's easier to score the end this way. Ugh, got dirt on there. It's easier to score it this way. At 1/4, because it's harder to score it this way and hold it, I feel. So that's 1/4 of an inch. That's where you want to do the first score mark, okay? And then I'm going to move this out of the way. I usually have things written down, but I thought, hey, I'm going to try being digital this time. Yeah, well, I think it's easier to do paper and pencil, but I'm a little old school too. The next one's going to be at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. That's going to be your next line. So 1/4, 3 3/4, and you're going to slide it and do 7 1/4. And we're going to do one more. So hold on here. Okay. 1/4, 3 3/4, 7 1/4. All right. And then with the 1/4, the little teeny one right here, I have the autofocus off because it jumps around a lot. With the 1/4 thing at the top, bring you in a little bit here where you can see. Make sure that that 1/4 is at the top because I think I made this mistake before. You want to go about 5/8 of an inch down and score from the top here. I'll bring you out just a sec. Yeah, I was hoping that you could see that, but just trying to make it the best view. About 5/8 of an inch here, and you're score from here down to the very last score mark and stop. Don't go all the way to the edge of the paper because then you're going to have a big score line across there that you're going to have to hide. I've made that mistake too. So that's how I know. I'm not going to measure this. I'm going to just guess. That looks good to me. But it's 5/8 of an inch if you want the exact measurements. Now, if you want the measurements where you don't have to flip back through this channel and this video to find them, you can find the measurements on my blog afterwards. I'm going to start doing that. Seems to be the thing. And that'll make it a lot easier for you. And while you're over there, you're going to want to follow the blog because starting July 1st, we're going to have challenges. So basically it's a card challenge and it's once a month and it's all month long that you have to enter it. But if you guys do other things, other projects, go ahead and use the theme, like the color theme or whatever, and do a different kind of project. And that is totally fine. We will totally accept those. Now, I'm going to have to turn on autofocus here. Dun -dun. So I want to show you. We have this crisscross here in the corner here, and make sure your little 1/4 is on this side. We're going to cut this piece off from here to where we stopped, right here. this long piece of triangle, right, or triangle, this long rectangle right here, we're going to cut that off. So grab your scissors. All right. And you can use your trimmer to cut this if you want it to be straighter. I just feel like my scissors is just the easier option. All right, and get rid of that piece. And so now you should have a piece that looks like this, kind of like a folder. This is where it comes in, where I was talking about which way you want yours to fold out. Like if you do want yours to fold out this way, or I guess if we folded it the opposite way, it can fold out to the right. But I did mine this way. And that's the way, it depends. It really does depend on which way you want to do it, because that's the side you're going to embellish and cover with the papers, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, this one, if I want it to go this way, then, oh, we have to add on our little piece, but we're going to do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and just make these folds. Okay, so if you want yours to open the way mine does, take your big piece and fold that over, and then flip and take that piece and fold it over. Because then we have that last little 1/4 inch, which we're going to fold this way. Okay, I'll show that to you again. So you have like the larger piece here. Darn autofocus. He is not my friend. You have your larger piece here. You're going to fold that in. Flip it over and then fold that in, and then bring down the little piece. Okay, I saw that somebody said we were bouncing, so I shut that off. And then take your little piece, because that's going to be the piece that comes over the top here. When you look at this one, it's going to be this little flap. All right, and I like to put that piece to the inside, which means I'm going to put my tape on this side. And I'm using double-sided sticky tape today because I don't want it to come apart. And I'm just going to go ahead and put tape down the whole thing. You don't need to. If you watch me do this first, you'll know exactly why I'm saying you don't need to do the whole thing. Because we're going to cut off a little bit of the top. So I'm going to take that little liner off here. We're going to stick that down. I'm going to be doing this again. I'm going to be making this card base again with you here with that blue piece that I cut out, so that we can go through the steps one more time for those of you guys who are beginners or feeling frustrated. So this piece is going to go on here. Now if you have a hard time doing that, lay the thing out completely flat and put it on this way. It'll save you a headache. Okay, and then that little piece at the top we're just going to cut off. This little tiny rectangle here. We're just going to cut that off. Now, if you're unfamiliar with my videos, or maybe this is, you know, you're just catching the first couple, I typically show you different ways to create card bases. And sometimes I go through and, you know, there's a lot of my videos where I do the whole thing. But when I'm doing a live tutorial and I'm trying to cover the bases of the beginner through the advanced, I'm going to show you how to do this card base and do a little bit of covering with the paper and stuff. But the embellishment is going to be uniquely your own, because you're going to find what you have in your stash and your hoard, and you're going to just make this crazy cool just for you. And use your inner artist and just do what makes you happy. Or, you know, you might want to make this for someone else, so you might be adding like names and stamps and, you know, just go nuts. Just do really crazy fun stuff. So this one's going to open up this way, just like my other one. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover this in paper. When I'm done covering this in paper, we'll do this again. Hi, Kelly. All right. I'm going to take a drink before I lose my voice here. Cheers, guys. And we're going to add some paper. Now you're going to need about 3 6x6 sheets. Or pull a bunch of scraps out and use that up. This is a really good project for that. So I'm going to use this one. It's just a Colorbach designer paper. It's super lightweight paper. This is not cardstock. It's patterned paper and it's very, very light. And it's got just a bazillion different really cool patterns in it. So I'm not really sure what I want to do here. Oh, of course, Deb. We all have that, don't we? I'm going to use this really fun stripey one because I think that's cool. You're going to need 2 for the smaller one because there's 1, 2 here. 2 for the medium, 1, 2 here, and 1 for the large one. And I'm going to do sizes, but again, don't sweat the sizes. You can go to the blog afterwards and we'll have the sizes for you there. And then I'm going to use this pink sheet here that matches. And I'm going to do like, I'm going to try to do like every other. Like I want to do one here, and then maybe a stripe here, and then maybe a pink on the back. We'll see how it all works out. That's why I say approximately 3 pages. So I only have 2 right now. I might have to add a third. And we're just going to cut this out. Now, if you're really good at measuring, you can measure each one of these and then cut it down by 1/4. I wrote the measurements down here on my side. And one of them, I think it's the middle one that's not exact. So OCD folks, my goodness, just go with it. It'll be okay. Breathe. So the first one is 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. 4 1/4, sorry. And that's the full measurement of this whole thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave a little white space. If you don't want to have to worry about that, if you want to cover the whole darn thing, a really easy way to do that would just be to cover this like this and then just cut off the excess. Okay? It's easy to do on this one. This one would be a little bit harder. You'd have to like stick it down and then like measure that out. Maybe make a mark on your paper, you know, where that's going to end, that type of stuff. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. I'm going to take that 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 and I'm just going to cut it by 1/4. So I'm going to do 2 3/4, 2 1/2. All right. I just cut it down by 1/4 from 2 3/4 to 2 1/2. And the other one is 4 1/4. So instead of 4 1/4, I'm just going to do 4. Okay. So 2 1/2 by 4. And let's see if that works. It does. And then we've got a little white border around the whole thing. See that? And we need 2 of those. So for on the back side, I'm going to do one that's in this color. So they're not both the same. So it was 2 1/2. See, I'm going to do it again. I do like to repeat things so that if you fall behind or if you're a little confused, you've got a double duty up on this one. So by 4. 2 1/2 by 4. Let's just double check. Did we make it? Because I do screw up sometimes. I mean, we're all human, right? This is real crafting, folks. Real-time crafting, and I make mistakes, so we just go with the flow. Now we're going to do the middle piece, and since I have both of these, I think I'm going to do just the middle in both those colors again. We have 3 1/2 by 5, so 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Oh, I think my blade fell out. What's up with that? 4 3/4. Again, this is just a guide. You don't have to do them all this way. That's for the middle one. Let's just double check. Nope, I got the measurement wrong. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Let's go ahead and measure this one more time. I must have messed up. We've got 4 3/4, not 5. So let's do that at 4 1/2. Go ahead and cut that down. Instead of 4 3/4, we're going to do 4 1/2 and then double check. Oop. That works. So let me just make a mark on that. We did that at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay. I'll go back over the measurements with you guys when I'm done. Just in case, because I know sometimes it seems like I'm bebopping around. So 2 ways to get my attention on the chat, just in case you're in here live and you're not watching archived. One way is to type the little @ symbol and then my name, and then it'll come up big and orange, so I'll notice it. The other way is to use the little money symbol right underneath there next to the little smiley face icon, which is a super chat, and that will pop up and you'll be making a pledge to help out my channel and to further the passion. So thank you if you guys do that. That would be really cool. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one again, and our new measurements are 4.5 by 3 1/4. Just to make sure, because we did make a little bitty boo-boo there. 3 1/4 by 4.5. It was just a little too big. Okay. So that matches that one. I'm going to leave that one alone. And that uses up my paper, so I'm going to need one more for the large back one. So I'm going to pick another paper that kind of goes with this. Nah, there's no purple in that. Oh, I think these flowers would be really fun peeking out. Let's do this one. Nice solid color. So if we got 2 pieces for each one of those, out of those, you just need one more for the back, and then that's 3 sheets of 6 by 6, just to cover it up. So the next one is going to be 3.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, we're going to go ahead and test that. That looks pretty good. Awesome. So if you're falling behind, or if you want those measurements one more time real quick, otherwise head on over to the blog when we're done. We'll have the measurements there for you. We have 2 pieces that are 2.5 by 4, 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 4.5, and the large piece is 3.5 by 5 1/4. And we're just going to go ahead and just tape these down now. I'm using regular Scotch ATG with regular ATG tape in. So if you're looking for ATG tape, I do sell that in the store at qualitycrafts.com for $2 a roll. And then I'm just going to fold mine in so I can see and decide, like, do I want this one here? And do I want pink on the outside, or do I want vice versa? And I think that looks really cool. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to do that one next. So go ahead and play around with your patterns and your colors. You could add pockets in here. You could do all kinds of mini album jazz, and that would be fun. You just can't get too thick because we don't have any gussets built in. So if you're a mini album maker, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully I used the right terminology. I'm not a real big on making mini albums, but I'm going to start. So eventually I'll be offering some tutorials on those things as well. The paper for the base is an 8.5 sheet of white cardstock. And one piece of the base is cut at 11 by 5.5. And the other little pieces, I always forget the little piece. I don't know why I can't remember that. The little piece is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And that makes this little piece right here. And so now we've got 2 pieces left that we have to cover here and here. And it's going to look like that. So if you don't like the fact that these 2 are doubled up and you want to do a different one here, you could maybe see if it would fit on here. Look at that. It's almost exact. I'm going to go ahead and just cut that right off. So if you've done 6 by 6 with me, you can add another color in here that's going to match with your background. I like that. I'm going to go with that. I swear every time I make this card, I notice something new. Or I think of something new. Or I add something new. Or I make another mistake. It is fun though. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with this card. You can even put windows in it. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe we'll do a window on one of them. Oh my gosh, that just came to me. So if you are on the edge or you're thinking about joining us on Patreon to get into that group, you're going to want to do that soon because there's amazing stuff going on in there. There's going to be a major giveaway coming up, and I haven't told anybody what that is yet. And then we're going to do a banner contest for the group banner, and there will be a prize for that. And there's just so much really fun stuff going on in there. You guys are not going to want to miss it. Ta-da! We finished one. The only thing we haven't done yet is make the belly band. So pick whatever, oh, that's got a hole in it. Pick whatever color you want to make your belly band out of. And it doesn't have to be 6x6. It can be whatever you want. And I think, you know what? I'm not going to use this flimsy paper. I'm going to use something a little bit more sturdy. I'm going to use that other paper I have. This paper. I think it matches close enough. If you look at this, this isn't going to quite make it all the way around. So what I do is I just cut a couple in inches, about an inch. I mean, if you want a wide belly band, do a wide belly band. I think this one was an inch. An inch and a quarter, or if you want yours, you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, mine's about an inch. So I'm going to do this one at an inch, but belly bands can be anything you want. You can, if you've got, let's see, like border punches and shape scissors, and I mean, there's just crazy. I just can't even get into how many different things you guys could do with this. But I'm just going to make 2 strips that are an inch long. I mean, an inch wide. I don't care how long they are because I'm going to trim this off. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect them. Because if you connect them here, the belly band decoration, whatever you choose it to be, I just slapped on a little, what do you call that, like a scallop circle. It doesn't matter what you put on it. And I use wet glue for this because I want to make darn sure this isn't going to come apart when you're sliding it on and off my card. So I'm just going to use wet glue to make darn sure that it stays together. And then I'm going to flip this over here. I was just catching up on the chat. I hate to miss it all. And I'm going to fold these over and push this down. I leave a little wiggle room in the side, so I don't smash this totally flat against there, because if you add any embellishments, you're going to need a little wiggle room with that. Same with this side. I'm going to put it over, but I'm going to give it a little bit extra room on this side. Yeah, I think everyone hears you, hon. My goodness. And I'm going to cut this kind of somewhere in the middle. And that's how I create my belly bands. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add the wet glue to this. Not all the way to the edges because I don't want it leaking onto my project. I got too much. Take a little off my finger. It will be hidden. But I mean, you don't want it off this edge and this edge because then it's going to get on your project. So I've got plenty of room to slide that on and off. And then you can add whatever you want to the front. Like I said, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to pull out that punch. I wasn't going to do the punch, but I think I will. And because the paper that I'm using is super, super thin, hey buddy, I'm going to do a double. I'm going to punch this out in cardstock. Oh, I think it's just going to work. Look at that. It's just going to fit. And then I'm going to punch it out in the paper that I want, because that way I can put that on top of here and it'll be solid. So now we got to pick another one. What would look cool on the front of that? And we don't have to use this. We can use whatever we want. But I think this would be fun. This really matches. Yeah, Liney, he is, unfortunately, now that I moved out into the dining room. He is a regular part of the show here. I think he's got cat timer. He thinks he's hungry all the time. And he gets lost and cries. And I'm just adding a dot to all these little scallops, only because I want the scallops to, I want them all to stick down. I don't want them hanging up. I don't want them sticking out. And then I'm just going to, wet glue is great for this because then you can wiggle it around and push it so that it exactly matches that one underneath. Then we can give it a nice push from the back so it stays on. Oh my goodness, you have 7 cats? Ooh, we have 2, that's plenty. They both have special needs, I swear. Oop, I pushed it too far to one side, I think. That's alright. Nobody will notice but me. And you, it's our secret. Okay, now this belly band goes over the top here. And then this will glue right onto the front. Oh my gosh, that looks really cool. I'm glad I picked the green to pop that out. And then you can wet glue this, or you can pop it up with foam tape. I'm going to pop mine up. I think that would look really cool, and I didn't do that last time. One cat plentio, I think. I think I'm going to put it right on here. Oh my, barn cats. Woo. Cheers, guys. We're almost done with this one. And then we'll move on to doing the blue one so that you can see it one more time. So now I'm just going to make sure it's kind of in the center and push that down. And that's it. I mean, it's not it. Obviously, you guys are going to go crazy embellishing this and putting gems on and stamping a sentiment and all that good stuff. But I really, we're at about 6:30 and I really want to show you at least doing the base one more time, because I know there's people that came in that are like, what are we doing? What? I'll show you what's up. That, I really like, I think I like that one better than the one I originally made. Let's pull that guy out. There it is. There he is. So here's the one I originally made. And here is the other one. Let's put the belly band on here. I made this belly band really loose. This one I made a little bit tighter. But yeah, I mean, they don't have to look exactly like that. Don't forget that when you make these projects, we want to encourage you to come over to Quality Crafts. Afterwards, I put up an album, and we want everyone to show off their uniqueness by putting in whatever you guys did afterwards, because they'll all look different, right? So I'll be putting mine in there, and then we encourage you guys to come over, because then you can get inspiration from everybody and not just me, and see how different and all the endless possibilities that there are. Thanks, Kelly. So let's do this one more time, the base, for those of you guys, because she's all about that base. Make sure that you check out my Wednesday 5-minute video, because that was a good one. So I believe I've already cut this down. It should be 5.5 by 11. We're going to go ahead and double check. And this time I'm going to use my scoreboard instead of my trimmer. Dun, dun. So we'll be able to tell by looking at this. 11 by 5.5. We got it. And we're all in frame. There we go. Okay, so the first score was at 1/4 of an inch. And then 3 3/4. And 7 1/4. Okay, 1/4 inch, 3 3/4, 7 1/4. And I think you can see these score lines better. I'm pretty sure. So you want to take the 1/4 of an inch that we scored and put that one to the top, and then do 5/8 of an inch down to the last score line. Let me push this up just a bit. Down to this last score line. Don't go all the way to the end of the card because then you're going to have to like cover that up somehow. So 5 lines over, 5/8 of an inch down to that score line, and that's it. Okay, because this is the part from here down, this long rectangle, that's the part we're going to cut off. I'm going to use my big scissors this time. So we get done semi-early from putting this one together. Then I'll try to do some tricky, cool, whatever comes to my brain, embellishments on the other one if we have extra time. I balanced stuff on my garbage can next to me. Do you want me all do that? Gives me an extra workspace. Okay, and then what did I say last time? I had us go this way. And I said bring the big one over. Flip it over and bring the medium one over. And then flip up that last piece. And that's where the little piece is going to go. And the little piece, which I never remember. How big is that guy? The little piece is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. 2 3/4, 4 1/4. And that's going to get glued on or taped on right here. And that'll be your last fold. So this big piece that we just finished, that's your main base. And then you have the last little piece to put on here. So I guess technically if you just wanted a Z fold, you would just cut off this little 1/4 of an inch and you'd have a little Z fold card right there. So that'd be another simple way to go. But I want my tape on this side because this is where my last piece is going to get taped to, right here on this edge. But I'm going to just remember that's the side I want and just open it up, flatten that out so I can put my tape on. That way I won't forget which side I'm doing it. And I just tape the whole darn thing. Follow the line all the way down so I get it on straight. You're going to cut a little piece off, so it's not that imperative. Then I don't have to measure the tape. I just put it on the whole darn thing and cut that little piece off. So make sure that this big tab is up at the top. You don't want to glue this to the wrong, side. And then glue it on as close to that fold as you can get. And then this part at the top right here, this little rectangle, we're just going to chop that off. Chop it off. If you're a beginner and you made this card, yay! You did it! There we go. Now all we do is the fun stuff and cover it in paper. Now I got some scraps left. I don't have enough to cover everything. But, oh look, that piece fits. Because that was the extra piece we didn't use. So I can go ahead and use that. You know what? Do you guys want to go over? I know there's a little bit of a lag, but tell me, do you want me to go over the sizes of each one of these papers again too, or would you rather do more of an embellishment to this one? Do you want me to do more stuff on this card or finish this one off again? What would be more helpful to you? That you would see the measurements again and that we would cut paper, or we would do this one and add some things to this, add some elements and stuff? Let me know. And since I don't have any sound makers, which I should probably get, do 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 do. 3 in a row. Embellishment. Okay. It's unanimous! Let's move some of this stuff out of the way because we don't. Okay, these I could save these, but I'm not gonna. There's just a lot of little scraps there. So remember when I said we could make like a window? Wouldn't that be fun to do the window thing? Oh, I think the window would be really fun. Let's do that. Let's do a window in here if we can get to that spot. Finish on the card! Alright, so now you get to see Jen's creative brain because this is not planned out at all. I might have to get up and run for supplies. So let's see how far this reaches in. Oh, not as far as I was hoping. Let's see how far this one goes. Oh, so close. So close! So very close. I was trying to get it in there so that you wouldn't see it. But I could do it on this one. Okay, so I'm going to go in on this one right here. You know what, Esther? It's okay if you save those scraps. It's just that if you saw the boxes upon boxes of scraps that I actually literally have, you would be like, Jen, you just need to start throwing some stuff away, girl. Just do it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay. I'm trying to get this to the left-hand side as far as I can get so that it'll be covered up. So that hopefully you won't see it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little something on this side. Because it's on the back of the card. You won't see it unless you're looking at it through this little hole as you open up the card. And hopefully they'll notice that. But I just think it would be a super fun idea. And then I think this will fit in there. No, it's called, what size is this? It doesn't even say. Oh, 2-inch. So I need a 1.5. Okay. I got 1.5 right here. And we're going to do like a color that'll fit in here. Like maybe just a light color. Let's see if we can find a light color. I'd like to just do white, but there's already white there. Oh, look at, let's do the hearts. That'd be fun. Do you guys ever do that where you just cut a little thing out, but you don't take it out of the actual thing? You just do that? Because then the paper's not just lying all over the place and falling out of your books, right? So you see how that looks there? Would be nice if it was just a little bit bigger, but I'm digging that, so we're going to put it down. And then we're going to do, I'm thinking a white one on top of it so we can put a stamped image there of something cute. I mean, I don't know what. Something cute though. So the next size down would be the 1.25. So I'm going to do that in white. Pretty sure I had an extra piece of white laying here. Did I use it up? Oh, kitty. What did I do with that piece of white? Let me grab some more. Yeah, everyone can hear you. You're pretty loud. Oh, it's on the floor. Well, that's nothing new. 1.25. That's not a very big space to do a stamp. We're going to have to find something cute that fits in that little space. Okay, it's going to go right there so that we can see it. Yeah, baby. I just grabbed the first stamp set I came to, and it happened to be Fabulous. It's called Fabulous by Chatterbox. Look at that. All right, let's use this. Which one is going to fit? Will that bird fit? Probably not. He looks a little big. That butterfly might fit. Maybe just a little too big. Dun, dun, dun. What do we want to do? These are kind of large. I think we can get some of the bird on there though, and I think it would be really cute. Oh, blocks are falling from heaven. Versafine, where are you? Here you are. Okay. We're going to go ahead and stamp this. I think I might be able to bring you guys back in a little bit. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. We're going to try this bird. We're not going to be able to get the whole bird on there, but I think enough of it so that you know it's a bird. So cute. Cute. Look at that. That's sweet. Let's do that. It's different. See, now that's not something that I would have normally done. I would have never looked. I would have never grabbed that stamp set probably first off because I think the stamps are too big, and I would have never come up with that idea if I hadn't done that on the fly. I've done that before where I've just grabbed a stamp set and said, okay, I'm going to use this stamp set, and then I just smudged my little birdie. So I'm just going to grab my eraser here and get rid of some of those ink marks. Oops. I just stuck my middle finger in the ink. And it was not on purpose. There we go. I'm going to give him a little bit of time to dry. So cute, right? I'm going to wipe that little birdie off. Okay. And then we did mention adding pockets. So I'm going to move that wet wipe because otherwise it's going to make a mess on something. And we will not be happy. I'm going to put my bird back so I don't lose him. So the next thing we were talking about was saying, you know, we could put pockets in here, right? So let's do, I'm thinking like, how about a pocket on the biggest one back here? I was thinking maybe on the back of this one, but I almost really think, nah. No, I'm going to do it on the back of this one. I'm going to do a little pocket. So we've got this piece that's left over. Ooh, I have more ink all over my hands. Now, before I get that on my project, I'm going to wipe that off quick. Sheesh. Okay. So here's how wide it is, right? And we could measure that, but I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm not even going to measure it. Oh, you don't have to have a circle punch. You could use a square punch or an octagon punch or a heart punch or a whatever kind of punch you have to do that. It would really be cool. Now, since this is a little bit wider, let me bring you in just a tad. Since this is just a little bit wider than that paper, I'm going to go ahead and mark where the end of that paper went right here and this side too. And by doing this, you'll have a little bit more give in your pocket. And then I'm going to want some at the very bottom. So I'm just going to slide this down so that it's over just a tad here. Let's see if I can find where that is. Close enough. Okay. So I'm going to fold in each side. And then I'm going to fold up the bottom just a little bit. You know, like a 1/4 of an inch or so. Okay, and on each one of these corners, some of you guys have seen this a bazillion times, and some of you guys have probably never seen this. Okay, and we're going to cut diagonally across that crisscross. Okay, where there's a crisscross here, this little X, we're going to cut diagonally across that to get rid of a little bit of the bulk in the corner when we glue this down. But this will give a little bit more. If you glued this flat down, okay, if I just took this and glued this flat down, then trying to get something in that pocket, it's going to be pretty tight. But if you add in these little flappy doos, yes, they're called flappy doos, and you do it like that, your pocket's going to like bump out a little bit. It's going to be a little bumpy, which means you're going to be able to get something in there. So now when I put it on this side, it's going to line up pretty evenly. Do you see that? And so all we have to do is just put tape on those and glue it down. Oh my goodness, he thinks he's going to die. He really does. He's on medication for his thyroid, and I think it just makes him feel like he's hungry 24/7. Poor little guy. And I'm just going to put this right down the center of each one of these. Or you could wet glue this down, or you could ATG it. It's totally up to you. I'm using sticky tape, which you can find this double-sided sticky tape, tearing tape. It's the tearing kind. You know, you can just tear it with your hand. In my store. And I believe this one's only $1.50 a roll. The ATG is $2. And I went a little bit over the edge, and so I just can't get it with my finger, so I'm just going to cut it with my scissors. You want to give him a little plate of wet food because he's just bawling. I already gave him dry, but that wasn't good enough. So we're going to take these off and glue this down. Where are we at with time? We got a little bit of time. We're good. This totally would fit it. We'll check it in a minute. I got some, I'm pretty sure I have some old, some of the things that used to be right by my desk aren't by my desk anymore, and I have to like keep rearranging because I'm looking for stuff going, where is that? It used to be right here. I think I have some old fake cards in here. Visa cards. Oh yeah, like, so like this pizza card. I can use that. We'll see if it fits. Well, first let's glue this down. Oh, bring it up so you can see me. Whoop. I'm just trying to line it up so there's not pink sticking out the bottom. There we go. Look at that. It'll work. So you got a pocket there and you got a little window there. Super fun. Now I expect to see some of this cool stuff coming from you guys too. Teach me something new. Show me what you got. Show me what you're working with. Ta-da! And then maybe on this side, maybe you want to put something here so that you can write on it. But you don't want it to stick out any further than, oh, you can pretty much do the whole darn thing. Let's do a circle of white. So I'm just kind of partial to that. Let's do a circle. Like a part of a circle, not the whole thing. Well, I think that'll fit. Like part of a circle there. So you can either use your scoring tool or you can use a pencil. Which I don't think I can. There we go. Reach that pencil. And I did that and I cut off the circle on purpose because that's the flat side that's going to go against this side. And then I'm just going to cut it out. And this will be my spot where I can write my sentiment. So I tried to do a funny on my 5-minute video on Wednesday, yesterday, and some of you guys thought it was truly my birthday. I'm so sorry about that. It is not. I am a twin. That chart was true. But it is not our birthday. I was trying to be funny by saying, am I going to still be doing this 5-minute video when I turn 46? Well, the truth is that the 46th video when I'm 46. The truth is that it's only 4 weeks away that I'm going to be doing the 46th video, and I indeed will still be 45 in 4 weeks. So it's not my birthday. Oh, I just thought I would shoot that out there. So, you know, that's going to totally be covered up. So we can put that part of a circle right there. And you can do other little edges that stick out from there, and you can get all fancified up in that spot. But we're just going to do the white circle for today because we're running out of time. I have to do my wrap up and all that good stuff, and all the links are going to start popping up for you guys because we're almost at our end. So you're going to want to, when we're done here, take your creation and go over to Quality Crafts on Facebook and post your creation in the album. Okay? And then you're going to want to go over to the blog and sign up for that to follow it. If you follow by email, you'll get an email when we update the blog. If we're updating too often and you don't like that, you can always unsubscribe. And you're definitely going to want to follow the blog because that way you can get in on the challenges and see when we're posting that. The challenges are going to run monthly. It's going to start July 1st. It's going to go from July 1st to July, and I don't have a calendar in my brain and I can never remember, so I'm going to look it up. Oh my gosh, my mouse is just being weird. To July 31st. July 31st, we'll pick some winners, and then August 1st, we will put out the next new challenge theme and announce the winners and start all over again every month like that. And there's going to be prizes, so every one of y'all should show up. Oh, look at that. I have an extra little thing here. What do I need that for? Oh, yeah, I punched that out. Oh, we could use that for something, couldn't we? We could stick that somewhere. I'm not really sure where I want to put it. I'm going to save it, though. That's a good one. And we could do another little circle thing and put another, and you know, you're going to want to put something sentiment on the front, but we don't have time for that. That would take me too long. So let me just do the lineup here. We did one in blue. Oh my gosh, my calendar's still in my face. We did one in blue, and we did this one. And beforehand, I did the one with the other colors, you know, that's hiding right now. There it is. This one. So we actually did 2 today. Well, we didn't finish embellishing this one, but you got to see it done twice. So if you want the measurements still and you don't want to have to go back through and look for them here, although it does help me out if you rewind and rewatch. You can go to our blog. Go to our blog afterwards and we'll put the measurements there for you so you can find them quickly and conveniently. Ah, cool. Tarita says she's got twins that will be 27 in September. Nice. So you can find me on the blog. Our challenges and all kinds of stuff there. You can find me on Patreon. I hope you guys will join me on Patreon because getting in that private group, there's some really huge things I'm giving away coming up very shortly. Definitely during this summer yet, so you're going to want to jump on board quickly. And then I'm just checking out all of the chat too while I'm yakking at you guys. I'm also on Twitter, and I am on, where else am I on? I'm on Quality Crafts. I'm all over the place, you guys. Instagram. Instagram is starting to become a huge thing. Join me on that. I'd love to see you guys following me on Instagram. I hope to be clicking maybe some extra pictures of things that you might not actually see in my video, like maybe during my downtime. So if you want to see extra stuff like that, you want to definitely check me out on Instagram. Yep, give us some time to get the blog updated. So it's going to update after the video's over and we do all of our communication and get that up and going. So it's not going to be instant. Maybe into the future as we go and we get used to this kind of format, it will be going really smoothly and we'll be updating things and we'll be a little bit ahead on that. But for right now, the blog is not going to be up instantly. So give us a little bit of time. And I'm going to create a folder for these specifically on Quality Crafts on Facebook. So if you want to post your creation and see what everyone else is making, join us over there. It's a non-commitment, drama-free group where you get inspired and you share inspiration. Unless you're a lurker and you just want to hang back, no judgment. No drama, no commitment. Like I said, we have no participation police. You will not be kicked out because you didn't do something at the right time or within this time frame. None of that. We just want you to come over and enjoy. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. On your way out, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and a like, that'd be grand. If you've already subscribed, you want to click on the little bell. That will give you a reminder anytime I upload new videos. I think it also will remind you if I'm going live, if I'm not mistaken. So click on subscribe and then click the bell and choose to save that. And if you're not a subscriber, but you've joined in today and you really liked what you saw here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And I can't wait to see you guys next video. And my mouse is being obnoxious.